Good evening. I'm Aaron Intel, and welcome to your news update for August 17th, 2024. Here are today's top stories from the U.S. and around the world. Starting with U.S. news, Hurricane Ernesto makes landfall in Bermuda. Hurricane Ernesto has made landfall in Bermuda as a Category 1 storm, bringing heavy rain and strong winds to the island. Emergency services are on high alert, and residents have been advised to remain indoors and take necessary precautions. The storm is expected to continue its path along the east coast of the U.S., potentially causing severe weather and disruptions in the coming days. Authorities are closely monitoring the situation as preparations are underway in vulnerable areas. Chicago prepares for Democratic National Convention. With the Democratic National Convention just around the corner, Chicago is ramping up security to ensure a safe and orderly event. The city has increased police presence and implemented new safety measures, including road closures and surveillance enhancements. This year's convention is drawing significant attention, with Vice President Kamala Harris emerging as a key figure in the 2024 presidential race. As political tensions rise, Chicago is taking every precaution to avoid potential disruptions. Kamala Harris gains momentum in presidential polls. In the latest developments in the 2024 presidential race, Vice President Kamala Harris is showing significant gains in recent polls. Harris has made notable strides, particularly in states where President Biden was previously trailing. Her campaign is gaining momentum as the Democratic Party gears up for what is expected to be a fiercely contested election. With just months to go before the election, the political landscape is becoming increasingly dynamic. Now, turning to international news, Israeli airstrikes in Gaza and Lebanon escalate conflict. In a tragic escalation of violence, Israeli airstrikes have reportedly killed 25 people across central Gaza and Lebanon. The strikes are part of ongoing military operations against Hamas, following weeks of heightened tensions and conflict in the region. The international community is intensifying calls for a ceasefire as the humanitarian crisis deepens and the risk of further escalation grows. Diplomatic efforts are underway, but the situation remains volatile. Carlos Alcaraz upset at Cincinnati Open. In the world of sports, tennis star Carlos Alcaraz suffered a surprising defeat at the Cincinnati Open, losing to veteran player Gael Monfils. The match was marked by Alcaraz's visible frustration, culminating in a dramatic exit from the tournament. This unexpected loss comes as a shock to fans and experts alike, given Alcaraz's strong performance in recent tournaments. The young star will now look to regroup ahead of the U.S. Open. That's all for today's top stories. Stay tuned for more updates and in-depth analysis. Thank you for joining us. I'm Aaron Intel, and this has been your news update for August 17th, 2024.